Okay, welcome everybody. So happy to have you here. So, if you're new, what I often teach in this class, it's a mixture of shamatha training and then Dharma. Dharma is the teachings of the Buddha to change your mind and to change your heart. Okay, it doesn't need to be religious, right? It's just someone who woke up to the nature of reality and tried to share that with other people. Okay, but when I say Dharma, that's what that means. So, shamatha, our meditation training that we're doing, I teach them 9 stages of meditation. This map is those stages. And it's the path that every single meditator will go through on their way to perfect concentration. Each of these little elephants is your mind at a different stage of meditation. And then the goal, if you keep coming week to week to week, is you're flying in the sky with the sword of wisdom and a mind completely free of mental afflictions, okay? As the elephant gets more clear, some of the hindrances are removed, dullness is removed, all of those things. There is an actual path you can follow and incredibly detailed instructions to do it. And I meditated for like 9 years with pretty good instruction, but like nothing like this. Nothing like this. I say this just to so you realize how rare it is to come into teachings like this. Like I've been to monasteries in Japan, Myanmar, with teachers in India. I've been to Dharma centers in many places, and it's super rare to find good meditation instruction. Okay. And I say that so that the way we need to proposition our mind for teachings is like, this is the most valuable thing. Okay. Because if we don't relate with it like that, it becomes just another thing that you do casually. And it's so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than like just a fun thing you can do on Friday mornings. It's something that can radically change your mind and your heart for the rest of your life. Something that can radically change your entire world. And it's a very clear path on how to do that and how to train. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Meditation is to stop your negative emotions. That's what the Yoga Sutra says. It will dwindle your negative emotions. And as you practice that, you'll start to see that in your life. Like if you practice sincerely, you'll start to see that. But before I found these teachings, it was really not, that was obvious. Like the days that I meditated, things started to go better. And I'd have these amazing experiences and then no idea how to recreate that. And so the really detailed tools and techniques we're using here will show you how to actually progress in your meditation. So it's not just spontaneously amazing some days, and other days you're like, I am so afflicted, I can't even sit. Like, I need to move. I can't, like, this thing feels like something to avoid. Like, everybody's experienced that. And there's actually things you can do about it. There's practices for that. Okay, so you keep coming back week to week, you put all these little pieces of your puzzle together, and then you can travel this map and you'll learn how to guide yourself in meditation. Okay. My teacher, Geshe Michael, is teaching, he's the one who really brought these teachings to the West. Like he learned Tibetan so he could translate them. Okay. So he's teaching a course right now. And it's so cool because he's talking about how to get to shamatha, and he's not giving any technique at all. He's not giving any instruction on how to get there. He's teaching what to do in your life outside of meditation to get there. And if you understand karma and emptiness, you have to have the seeds to meditate well. You have to have the karma. Karma is just movement of mind and what follows. You from your own experience, if you've tried sitting, you know this is true. Who's been in like a big fight with someone before? Who's tried to meditate during that, after that, in that? Yeah, you're just raging. You're like, I cannot, like, your mind is uncontrollable. When we've like said something sharp to others, or we've done something, we're like in the throes of something, it's really hard to meditate. So I sent out a questionnaire recently, and some of you said, like, I want to know more what to do off the cushion. And so I thought this class could be a little bit about that today. Like, how do I, before we even get into the series on how to get your mind and know how to move through the stages, it's like, what can I do in my life outside of meditation to set me up for the utmost success so that when I sit down here, I get to that elephant riding my mind in the sky, not chasing after it like a wild animal. Okay. And there's things we can do outside of our practice to set us up for success. And why would you want to do that? If you reach shamatha, you have this great harmony in your life. Like good meditators are moving through the world in like a constant state of joy. You become unshakable to negative emotions. And you just kind of radiate out peace and love to people. And that's possible for you if you train your mind. Okay, people around you can feel your meditation practice. And people in your life are probably watching you to see if it works before they put in all of the effort themselves. Okay, so, even if they don't know what you're doing sitting down so long, they will start to feel it. Okay, and there's certain conditions you can do to set up your life for success. I think there's kind of this idea, and I have this idea a lot, right? It's a little bit of a fantasy where you just like go off into a cave somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and then start levitating in sky. Like if I just got away from the job and all the distractions that I have, then I could meditate super well. And while that can be helpful, and we should plan our lives around retreats and times and periods to do that, there's also other things. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. Okay, it's not like it will just happen if you go into a cave or a retreat center. There's things in your life that you can do to set yourself up for success. So there's this phrase called Dunchen Sokche, and in Tibetan, and Dunchen means you don't need much. It's like keeping your wants few. Like if you get a bowl of beans, you're like super happy. And you guys, I lived like this for a long time. Like you can ask Matt. I I've gotten much more elaborate now, but when I first started meditating, I was like, we're gonna live on $1 a day for a and Matt's like, no. I'm like, we're just gonna eat rice and beans for 10 days. If we like, are you in the kitchen? I'm here. And I'm like, because if we can do that, then we'll see like we don't actually need that much and we can be really happy without it. Okay. And if you can live like that, then you're not so afraid of like, what if things go wrong? Like what would happen? Like you learn resiliency that you can get by on very little and still be happy because it's not coming from stuff. As you probably know, you just start to get a taste for nicer and nicer things, and nothing is ever enough. Like, well, now I want to go to the 5-star restaurant, and if you keep your want, it doesn't mean you can't have nice things and celebrate, okay? You should do that. But if you keep your wants and needs few, it really frees up a lot of space in your mind. And then the second part of that is chokche, which is like you're friends with your old stuff. My teacher, Geshe Michael, has like two pairs of shoes. I also kind of wear two pairs of shoes. If you know me, I have like two pairs of ballerina flats. I have a white one and a black one. And I wear them hiking. I wear them like everywhere. And I have a lot more in my closet and I just don't use them. All right. But everything that you acquire in your life is like holding space in your mind. Like we sometimes Matt will be like, should we get a car? And I'm like, no. That's just going to be like in the back of my mind, like, is it the right day off the street to park it? Like, oh no, I gotta move it. Like everything that you add to your life takes up a little space in your brain. And like even in your environment, like having a bunch of stuff around, it clutters up your mind and your brain. And like if I can ask you, like, where are your dress shoes right now? And you can think about that. That is something in your mind that's taking up space. And we don't really realize the cost of things. We exchange our life for them, our time working. We exchange our life taking care of them. And then also we exchange the space in our brain that they take up thinking about them. Like the more stuff you have, the more is kind of in the background of your mind. Okay. Doesn't mean you can't have nice things. Doesn't mean they can be helpful to help other people, but to just be aware of the tendency that of more and more and more and more and more. It, your environment, if it's cluttered, it will start to clutter up your mind. Okay. So like, I mean, it's hard to really evaluate my space because it's very full right now of beings. Okay. But it's relatively like there's not a lot of stuff. It's like at flowers and candles. Because when I see those things, my heart softens. Like I've very intentionally designed my space to have it be a place of meditation. Like I want to be in a meditative space. I want it to inspire beauty because for me, that just softens my heart. That makes me feel meditative, you know? If there's chaos around you, you'll feel chaotic, okay? Your space is a reflection of your mind. And so to just be mindful of the amount of things we bring in and to let stuff go. It can be hard. We just did like Marie Kondo of our closets and got rid of so much stuff. It just creeps in, you guys. If you've ever moved, you're like, open a drawer and you're like, how did all this stuff get here? Like, you just kind of start like shoving it in places. And over time, you're like, I have so much stuff. George is really good at this. His place is made for meditation. It's really simple. He's very thoughtful about what he allows in. Um, and it doesn't mean you can't have things. It can allow you to help people. Okay. But to just be mindful that this is happening and it's taking up space in your brain and it's preventing your shamatha. Okay. Have your finances in order. Money is a big stress for people. Like if you're in debt, it's like that is running all the time in the background. Okay. So that goes back to the rice and beans thing. If you have your wants low and can be happy on that, then it takes away a lot of the stress and things in your mind that you're worrying about, which will help you with your meditation practice, which is the thing that will really make you happy. Getting more stuff is not going to make you happy. I promise. It won't last. It will be cool for a little bit and then it'll just be normal and you'll want more. Okay. So have them in order. You don't want to have it disturbing the back of your mind. Like, have I paid my taxes yet this year? Oh, I still got to organize my books. Like, it's this kind of chronic, consistent underlying stress that's going on, and it's hurting your meditation. Okay, so do the things you need to do to get your books in order. Okay, and like I've been guilty of this. I'm like so busy, like taking care of people that my house is getting messy. That means my books, my stuff, like, okay, and all of that, it impacts your meditation. It really does. Okay, the next one is reduce your pride. don't spend so much time on your looks, all right? Like, don't spend so much time worrying about what people think about you. Don't spend so much time thinking about your Instagram. Like, don't spend so much time doing things and like that, okay? It's not to just be aware of it, that it's a way that is taking up your life energy and it will prevent your shamatha practice, okay? And it doesn't mean don't present yourself nicely. That can be an offering to people around you. Um, but don't let it consume yourself. I think it's very easy in the time of social media where we're seeing filtered people all the time to compare ourselves. And just don't spend so much of your mental space thinking about that kind of stuff, okay? Work on your heart and your mind, and you will be radiant from the inside out and not have to worry about that stuff so much, okay? Um, and like, I like to look nice. I like clothes and, I put on lipstick and, but I spend 5 minutes on it. If, it's quick. Like, it's not taking up my brain space, right? Um, your social life. It's really hard to get up early for your meditation practice if you're out super late at night, you know? Um, we should keep company. It doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun and dance. That's a super great spiritual practice to have fun. Okay, but to just be aware of the company that we keep. The people around us, the way that they see us and the way that they think about us really impacts our own vision of ourselves. And so, it's actually a vow when you get into the deeper teachings keep to orient yourself to keeping company with people who are on the path. It doesn't mean throw away your old friends, okay? But to just be mindful of how other people's ideas impact our mind. And, we should be a source of light and the teachings for other people in our life. It doesn't mean drop your old friends, okay? But to just be mindful of the company that we keep and the way that the things that they share impact our own mind and our own state. That's why this is so awesome. Like, everyone around you right now is like actively trying to be the most kind, loving, compassionate person. And they can help you keep your mind on emptiness. Okay. And that is really the thing that you need. Like, your spiritual companions on the path become essential. They become like as they become up there with your teacher in like order of importance, because your friends are the ones you call when you're in trouble. Okay. Um, and then keep opening the ancient books. Okay. Um, I have a whole bookshelf in my room of like the ancient books, and a lot of them are like dense. Okay. They're hard to understand, and it plants really powerful seeds in your mind just to open it and to try. Okay. It's actually cool. When Geshe Michael was talking about this, he's like, those books are more powerful than a nuclear weapon. Like, those books are like precious. Eduardo's online, and I showed up with a book for him, and it was like wrapped in like this silken garment, and he was like, wow, I do not treat my books like that. I'm just like throwing them around. And I was like that too, because I didn't realize like this is like the word for it is actually like a verb, like a meeting. And it's like you're meeting an enlightened being when you relate with them like that. And so it's like, if you had the cure, you don't know what's going to happen in 1,000 years. Like, your ancient book copy might be the only one that survives. Everything in Tibet got bombed. Like, the stuff in the monastery is gone and that stuff can happen. So treat your ancient books with a lot of respect, like it's actually an enlightened being. Okay. And then open them. Look in them. Just putting those kind of words in your mind for even a little bit can really, it's really a good thing to do before bed. To like at random open a page and just look for a secret message and then go to bed like that. Okay, with that idea in your mind. And like in the monasteries, they would study the ancient books and memorize them for like 40, like a 45-minute thing, read it all, and then memorize 45 minutes worth of stuff. Can you even imagine doing that? Like, and then, but the cool thing about that is then those words are in your mind throughout the day. Like you have Maitreya in your head or Shantideva in your head because what you memorize, it like comes up. You've probably felt this with like quotes you put up, and then that kind of just recalls. Okay, it gets into your subconscious. So spend time with the books, spend time with wisdom. It will help you see emptiness directly. Okay. And then the last condition to set yourself up for success is get good sleep. Okay. This is a hard one when you, especially if you live in the city that never sleeps, right? Like there's a million things that we can do at all times. And so if you're serious about meditation, which is just, are you serious about being happy for real? If everything's coming from your mind, you have to learn how to take care of it. Okay. Then making sleep a priority in your life is like, it's almost like the first preliminary to meditation. It starts the night before. I have to put this thing in the drawer in here, or I can't resist the messages. I'm like, or if I wake up in the night, it's so easy. Like, my, and it's, this is not like a super easy skill when we're always connected. My teacher lives 3 time zones behind me. So when he finishes up work, I'm like, trying to go to bed. And then you get like a message about something you need to do. And it's like, what do you do? Right? Or on the other side of the world, I teach students on the other side of the world. And the time zones are all off. So then I find myself staying up late and getting up super early. And so we have to keep some boundaries around our sleep. And it sounds obvious. I found it to be very hard in practice. There's been times when I've been super good about it in my meditation. There's a connection between me doing that and my meditation. And if you haven't discovered that, I really suggest to try it. Like put your screens away at 9 p.m., go to bed at 10. Okay, then you have plenty of time to wake up early for practice before you start your day, right? 5 a.m. club? Yeah, talk to her. um, okay, so all of those things are giving, if you don't want to go into a cave and totally leave your life, these are the things to do if you want to actually reach shamatha. Okay, so something to think about as we practice, like how can I fit those things in my life? Keeping my wants few, not letting stuff take up my mind, being good at bedtime, opening the ancient books, keeping good company, not getting pride about things. We have to keep the lid off the pot for the wisdom to go in, right? And all of those things will set us up for the conditions we need to actually have good meditation practice. Okay, let's actually practice. All right. Take a stretch.
Thank you.
And we'll meditate for just about 20 minutes today, okay? Find a spot you can sit comfortably for the next 20 minutes. Some people, um, my teacher said something really funny, Geshe Michael. He's like, should I put the left foot on top or the right foot on top? Like which one should go first? And he said, you should put other people first. And that's kind of the real way to get shamatha is stop thinking about yourself so much and help other people. So that's what we're going to do. If everything is coming from you in your mind, this is the kindest thing that you could do for anybody else. Okay. So it feels so good. You showed up. You did it. Set your motivation. Why is meditating important to you? How will it help you in your life? And then we take refuge, which means bringing your mind to emptiness. Specifically, the emptiness of you. You don't have an inherent fixed nature. There's a lack there. Eventually, you'll see that in meditation. But try to get the feeling that you are much more process than a concrete thing, like you're a sky body. You're changing moment to moment. After relaxing the grip on who you think you are, generate the wish for enlightenment, which means bodhicitta. It's just like a heartfelt love for other people, but you don't want them to suffer and that you really want them to be happy. Meditation gets way more powerful if you think, I'm going to do this for my mom because I love her, so I can show up for her, than if you just do it for yourself. Let that motivation create this like diamond orb around this space, around the Zoom room, around this practice space. Nothing can come in or out. Any thoughts try to come in, just put them on the other side of the wall gently. And come totally into present time, noticing the sounds in the space. Perceiving the bird chirps. And park your body to be considerate of your neighbors. Then transition just to breath sensations. Any sensations in your body. And then with precision, find sensations of breath at the nostrils. And observe, is the sensation more in the left nostril or the right nostril today, or even? Or try to control it, simply just receive the breath. Observing what's already happening. And precisely where you feel the sensation in the nose or on the upper lip, that's your object for practice. So anytime the mind wanders, come back there. Count 10 breaths. Exhale and inhale is 1. Exhale, inhale 2. Try to count to 10 without losing sensations of breath. If you lose track, start back at 1. We'll do it one more time. But this time, notice, is your mind actually more on the counting or more on the sensation? Try to keep your mind on the sensation, and the counting is just a marker. Drop the counting, stay with the sensation. Your mind's all over today, you can always come back to counting to help anchor it. Continue stage 2 practice of following with a joyful feeling in your heart and on your face. See if you can notice the very beginning and end of each exhale, and receiving the first moment of the inhale and the last moment of the inhale. If your mind wanders, you feel so happy you caught it, and you joyfully bring your mind back. You're doing it. Appreciate that aha moment every time you catch it. That's how you train at stage 2. Precisely refine the sensation with your motivation. Everything's coming from your mind. Amazing opportunity to practice right now. And actually get that rejoicing feeling in your body. Don't miss the opportunity to sprinkle in some joy. Stage 3, connecting. Can you now notice several moments on each exhale? Maybe even the pause. Several moments of sensation on the inhale and the pause. And every 6 to 10 breaths, just check in. Like a brief, gentle check in. Look at the state of your mind. If you're leaning forward and gripping on the breath, try to relax. Receive the breath. You're starting to space out. Sit up a little straighter. Engage with your motivation. And engage with the breath like it's the most fascinating thing you could ever experience. Like an absolute miracle to be a human on a rock hurtling through space, alive in this moment. If sounds come in, use them. Notice, did your attention move to it? If so, joyfully come back. Or were you able to keep your attention on sensations of breath and just allow everything else to be in the background? When we're without preference, it's much easier for everything to feel like it's divine with the secret message for us. Nice corrections. Check in one more time. And notice how when you check in, your awareness stays engaged for a little bit of time afterwards. Try to keep that awareness engaged for the next minute. And observe how the sensations of breath change from one breath cycle to the next. Whole point of developing shamatha or single pointed concentration practice is to make a super powered microscope to investigate the nature of reality and to think about important Dharma topics that can change our life. So, review what I shared at the beginning of class Like, think about one of those topics. Could be finances, could be keeping your wants and needs low, being friends with your old stuff, reducing pride or your social life. How would you change that? Opening the ancient books or sleep? Contemplate one of those topics and consider something you could do that if you shifted, it could potentially change the rest of your life. And make some sort of commitment to yourself, like something you know you can keep. Could be like, I'm going to keep my phone out of my bedroom for a week. Or I'm actually going to go through my closet and get rid of stuff I've had for 12 years. It's just taking up space in my mind. Choose something and then feel so good about your practice. You did it. You showed up, you put in the effort, you planted incredible seeds. That's all going to have a result. So let that feeling amplify in your body like a light in your heart, beginning to radiate out of your skin to every being in this room, every being on the Zoom room, and radiating out into the world. Like a light in your heart that you can share with everyone you come in contact with. Just wish you could give it away to them. May all beings be free from suffering and know every happiness. May they know joy and its causes. May they know it equally. And then bring all of that light back into your heart, back into the place everything comes from. I'll ask for a blessing. May your capacity be increased so that you can stay in that state in all moments and in all times. And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open and come back to the space. It's 9:30. If you have to go, you're welcome to. But we'll stick around and connect. If you can, would love to hear how that went for you. Um, if you had any insights or anything else that you want to share. Yeah.
I feel like I was jittering a lot, but I was still I kept like, kind of like my head was going into the inside, but still it was very, I mean, I can say it's emptiness, but it was just like my mind was clear. I just focused on the thing. And I was,
Let that louder so
yeah,
you can hear.
it was extremely, extremely, the past maybe 2 days, I had some anxiety. And I think this just made it so much better. That just kind of brought me back to the normal state. And nothing was helping. Nothing at all. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, there's obviously always space for improvement, but I feel like the fact that I was able to stay with it and that it made me feel better, I feel like it did something for me.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing. How'd it go for you guys online? Does anyone want to unmute?
Hi,
Alexa.
Nicole. Hi.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be in the room with you all again. I miss it so much. Oh my God, so many people. Something that was so cool was having these noise canceling headphones on while meditating. And I really felt like hearing my own breath in that way was really cool. I'm like, wow, this actually could be a little new hack for myself, especially because I have a baby in the other room. So I'm like trying to tune that out as much as I can, but at the same time, not because that's like my motivation. So it's the balance of kind of listening and not. But yeah, I'm just so happy to be here. It was really nice to drop in and Nicole, I opened my eyes for like a second and the sun was just beaming right on you. And, I'm like, she's levitating. She is. so,
Hey, you weren't
so,
supposed to catch that.
so thank you so much and nice to see everybody.
It's so awesome to have you here, Alexis. Alexis was like an OG regular when I started Friday Flow. And then she got pregnant and they moved out on Long Island and she opened this like beautiful coffee shop called Sweet Harbor that's absolutely thriving. And it's so awesome to see your family doing so well. And I'm so happy you can be here online now. So awesome to have you today.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for sharing
Nicole.
that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And
I
that's
can't
such a,
wait.
sorry, go ahead.
I can't wait to join again if you do it virtually again for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it. It's gonna be online going forward. So I only invited a couple people because it was a test run. So I think there's 10 people online before opening it up. Just to work out the kinks of like, why is my camera keep zooming in on me? For example, I'm not tech savvy. It's not my forte. But we're gonna figure it out and make it happen because I really want you all to have community, even if you're not in New York as well. So thank you guys for being here and for sharing. Mhm. Anyone else have anything they want to share or any insights that they had? Eliza.
When when you mentioned the thing at the end of remember the options you gave at the beginning, or well, not options, all things you should do and think of one. The thing that I thought of doing immediately as I thought of doing it, I felt this like weight release. And then I felt like I was back on my breath of like really locked in, but I was like, oh, I should definitely do that. It's definitely weighing on my mind.
Yeah. The thing that's been going from to-do list to to-do list to to-do list for a long time is probably the one. It's like we don't realize like how much it's weighing us down in our subconscious. And it's preventing us from good meditation because the mind will flutter there, like, well, I know I need to do that thing, but I don't want to. Yeah. That's cool. You felt that viscerally because it's definitely true.
One thing I really liked that you talked about was about like getting sleep because that's definitely like the foundation for everything, just at baseline. But like when I don't get enough sleep and I'm meditating, it's really hard to get out of the dullness. Like it's like almost impossible. So it just kind of was a good reminder to be like, if you don't sleep, like you aren't going to be able to meditate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can't get out of the dullness for 20 minutes when you're sitting,
Yeah.
imagine what you're missing out on in your life all day.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
all of the magic you're just missing because you're dull and you're like tired and you're just not fully there and vibrant and awake and available.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get enough sleep last night, and so I knew that I was going to be a little bit dull today, but you saying that, like, I like focused on that and was like very on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was like a good reminder. Even though it's kind of boring to say that to people sometimes, it
It's
is
so-
important to hear.
It's so
Yeah.
basic. It's like almost seems like you shouldn't have to talk about it. And I find it's like it's actually like the things I need to work on as someone who's been meditating for 13 years. The main thing I need to work on is like the basics. It's like get enough sleep. Eduardo once said, he's like, I feel like most of my problems would be solved with a Huberman podcast. It's like, get enough sleep, go outside. It's like eat well, like meals a day. And like all of those things are super foundational for your practice. Like it's really hard to do like advanced meditations if the basics, like the foundations aren't in order,
But isn't it also hard to sleep if your mind isn't
Totally. Totally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The chicken or the egg. It's like, yeah, if you have the racing thoughts at night, then you can't sleep, and then you can't sleep, so you can't meditate. Yeah.
I actually want to share something that I watched.
Can you speak up a little bit just so they can hear you online?
I want to share something which another teacher has like said recently, which really like stuck with me after when he said it, Sri Dharma Meter. He said that our future comes from our past, and our past determines our future. He's like, if you drink every single day, he's like, don't be surprised in 10 years that you have liver cancer. He's like, because you put like your past made your future, and your future makes your past. And I was like, today's what you said is like the to-do list, which we all have. Like, I feel like it's very hard to disattach completely from everything. But I think we just need to be more accountable or conscious. If we know we have something to do, let it, like, rather than to let it bother us afterwards in a meditation, just do it. And I think just like that needs to be like, we need to be more accountable for our actions. And going back, like if you know that you have to more to meditate, just go to sleep rather than regretting it afterwards that you did. So it's like really like once you said it, it was like it's so obvious that our bad actions or bad patterns, like if we don't break them, they will just really determine our future.
I'm- Are you guys hearing this online? Cool, cool, awesome. It's working. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's so true what you shared. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about digital use, social media, and and fashion too, and like beauty and like being a woman, and how society has taught us that like we use those things to be seen, you know? And I always come back to like your thing of what's the intention? Okay, I can use social media not as a place to be seen, but as a place to bring light and teach others and use it as that vehicle. And then like fashion, like I've always been very into fashion. A lot of you know that. And like my intention for it is not necessarily to like look good, but like to show art. Like it's my art in a way. And so like just trying to transform those things has been interesting in like my use. Yeah, that's my thought stream.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Was there something that came up on Like, was that the one you investigated at the end?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. 'Cause I think like, I mean, us women know
Mhm.
like there's so much anxiety and comparison and all that on social media, and like, you know, you got to get the good pick, you know what I mean? And it's just like that shouldn't be the purpose of it. So,
Yeah, to just like we become increasingly aware of what our mind is doing through practice.
yes.
And so to just really catch yourself, what is the actual motivation? And
Terrifying motivation.
totally, yeah, yeah. And it can be a huge force for good, all of those things. Yeah, our motivation is what plants the seeds, right? Remy, hi.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share that I'm so happy to be here with you guys, even though virtually. It's like perfect timing. I was a little bit sad of leaving New York and having to leave the community as I had just discovered it. And then last week, we had a break, and this week we had a virtual. So there's no discontinuity. It's just one continuous, wonderful experience. And I'm so happy we'll be able to do this online from now on and stay connected. So I feel really, really good about this. And then it's fun to meditate alone, but it's much more fun to meditate with Nicole, I would say, with the instructions and also the Dharma talk in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so glad, to that we can make this happen. And then for the Dharma talk in the beginning, these are such important topics. Obviously, I think it's always good to revisit them and the basics and so on. One new thing for me was also the ancient books, opening the ancient books and sort of making this maybe part of your nightly routine or practice and sort of sleeping on these thoughts. So I feel like that's something interesting that I'd like to explore in the future. So that's it. Thank you.
For sharing that. I almost said that when we were talking about your new routine and your new place. So I'm glad that landed for you. It's cool. Like the Buddha has an omniscient mind. So when they were teaching, over 2000 years ago, it's not like they were just teaching the five disciples in front of them. They could see you sitting here today. They could see you encountering the teachings when you encountered them. And they could see you opening the Dharma book with the message that you needed to receive. So don't limit the ways that you can allow the Dharma to come into your life. Like be open to messages as you go through your day. Listen to song lyrics, like open the Dharma books, let those ideas come into your mind. And maybe there's a secret message for you that's exactly what you need to hear in that moment. Okay. All right. We're moving to coffee here in person. You guys can keep hanging out online if you want, keep chatting, connecting. I'm gonna put the computer screen up so you can watch us if you want. But I hope that you guys can talk about ideas online too and share if you'd like. All right. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thanks for trying out the first online version of Friday Flow. I love you guys so much. This was awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm gonna stop the recording. I love you. The Zoom will stay on though if you want to hang out.